Alright, in this video we are going to be talking about vertical and horizontal lines and the equations for those types of lines. Now, it's a pretty simple topic, but it can sometimes get a little bit confusing, but once you understand what it is, it's not too hard at all. Alright, so the equation of a vertical line, remember vertical means going straight up and down. Alright, so the equation of a vertical line through a point A comma B is x equals A. Right, so if you're looking for the equation of a vertical line, it's always going to be x equal to just the number. Right? There's no y's involved at all. It's just x equals the number, and that number is the x-coordinate of any point on that vertical line. Right? Remember, for a vertical line, every single point on that line is going to have the exact same x-coordinate. The y-coordinates don't matter at all. Right? So the equation of that line is just x is equal to whatever that x-coordinate is that line is going through. Right? And then on the other side, the equation of a horizontal line, right? A horizontal line is just a flat line going straight across like that. Right? The equation of a horizontal line through the point A comma B is y equals B. Right? So it's for a horizontal line, the equation is y equals a number, and the number that y is equal to is just the y coordinate of the point that line is going through. Right? Or the y coordinate of any point on that horizontal line. Right? For a horizontal line, every point on that horizontal line is going to have the same x coordinate. Every point on that horizontal line is going to have the same y-coordinate no matter what the x-coordinate is, right? So the equation of that line is then y equals whatever that y-coordinate is of every single point on that line, right? So sometimes the confusion that people have with this as far as, well, which one is x equals and which one is y equals, a lot of times people think, well, a vertical line, the y-axis is vertical, right? The y-axis is the one that goes up and down, so a vertical line should be y equals. And a horizontal line, well, the x-axis is horizontal, so the horizontal line should be x equals, right? It's actually the opposite way of that, right? And when we do this example here, I'll kind of show you why that is. But if you can get past that part, and that's a mistake I actually made when I first learned this way back when, I was like, oh, vertical line, that's the y-axis, so it's y equals whatever the number is. It's actually the opposite, all right? So if I have a point 4, 5, right, so I plotted that point up there at x equals 4, y equals 5. The equation of the vertical line that goes through that point is the equation x equals 4, right? Remember, a vertical line is going in the same direction as the y-axis, but the equation is not y equals, it's x equals 4, right? Because if I pick any point on this line, right, here's the point 4, 0. If I pick a point down here, this is like 4, -7, right? Any point on that line is going to have the x-coordinate of 4 because it's just going straight up and down. It's not veering to the left or to the right, so the x-coordinate there never changes. And so my equation is just in terms of x. The y-coordinate doesn't matter, right? X equals 4, that's the equation for your vertical line that goes through the point 4, 5, or 4, -7, or 4, 0. Every point on that line has an x-coordinate of 4, right? No matter what the y-coordinate is. Right, so that's my equation for the vertical line. If I want the equation of the horizontal line that goes through the point 4, 5, well, the equation of that horizontal line is going to be y equals 5. Right, because every point on that line has a y-coordinate of 5. Here's the point 0, 5. This point over here is like, -6, 5. Right, no matter what the x-coordinate is, every single point on that horizontal line has a y-coordinate of 5. Therefore, when I write the equation, I don't need to bring the x into it at all. I just have y equals 5, which is the coordinate of, or the y-coordinate of every single point on that line. Right? And again, the x-axis is horizontal, but a horizontal line is not x equals, it's y equals. Right? The equation of the x-axis is actually y equals 0. Right? The equation of this horizontal line that goes along the x-axis is y equals 0. Right? The equation of the y-axis, right, the vertical line that goes along the y-axis, the equation of that line is actually x equals 0. Right? Even though it's the y-axis, the equation is x equals 0. Right? Even though this is the x-axis, the equation is y equals 0. Right? Because every point on the x-axis has a y-coordinate of 0. Right? So if you can understand that part, that's really the only confusion people ever have with something like this is just, oh, the y is up and down, so the line going up and down is a y equals. Get over that because that's not the way it is, okay? One other thing about the horizontal line, if you are just confused and you completely forget how it goes, think about it in terms of slope and the slope-intercept form, right? For a horizontal line, if you recall, and I did a video about slope where we talked about the slopes of like positive slopes, negative slopes, a horizontal line has a slope of 0, right? So for this horizontal line, the slope is equal to 0, right? So my equation is going to be y equals 0x plus the y-intercept, which is 5, right? If I put this in the slope-intercept form, which I also did a video on slope-intercept form, right? Y equals mx plus b. So if you haven't seen that yet, you can check that one out, right? The slope is m, the y-intercept is b. Well, the equation of that horizontal line, since it has a slope of 0, y equals 0x plus 5. 0 times x is just 0, though, so that just kind of goes away, and we have the equation y equals 5. Right, that's another reason why for a horizontal line we have the equation just y equals. Technically, that's in the slope-intercept form. It just has a slope of 0. Right, so that's horizontal and vertical lines. They don't come up that often, but when they do, it's important to know, what the equations are. Right, and the only one, vertical lines hardly ever come up. Once in a while, when you get to calculus, you talk about things that have what we call horizontal tangent lines. So it's important to know when you have horizontal tangent lines that it's a line with a slope of 0 and that the equation is just y equals that number. All right, so that's horizontal and vertical lines.